Alright, so last video we took a look at how we were able to use these rectangular sweeps to build in some cabinet geometry in our model. And if you didn't see this, we were able to actually just kind of cut these in segments so that we could change what the type was, right? So if we wanted just the base cabinet, we could do that, or if we wanted to swap this out for no cabinet, we can do that as well. So we're just cutting this off a little bit. Anyway, so you can kind of see how that all comes together, but something to consider is these are sweeps, so they do have these little pull nodes in here, and that can be modified, right? So if this wall did go a little longer, let's be stretching that out. Let's just get this. Right? I can leave this one at a different length than this one by simply changing the length. So if I'm going to do that, obviously I'm going to want to bring that over. So there's some cool versatility with these that is worth evaluating for your workflow. You do a lot of kitchen elevation is something that maybe I would incorporate in, but really what we were talking about was this as an embedded wall. So if I come back to my level 1 coordination plan, you can see that I will probably have to have some other walls in here. So this full wall, if I hit my line weights, you can see that this is not really that great because the thickness is quite small. It's only 5/8 of an inch. And this obviously needs some structural support. So if I invoke my wall tool now, I bring up a different type of partition. Let's see, do I have any interior partitions? So I've got some partitions here as well that have that 5/8 or 16mm drywall. So I'll use this one. And when I'm drawing this, I'm going to want to use my finish face interior as my location line, and then just match that up with the location line of this wall. Okay, so you can see that as I draw that in, those two drywall faces are coplanar. And maybe it's going to give me a message about disconnects or this and that, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. If I goof this up, then I can always use the align tool, and we can trim these off so that the corners are nice and tidy. And maybe, who knows, maybe this is actually like an exterior wall or something. But now I actually have these two walls together, so you can see that I get this double line. So that's not a big deal. You would just use your join tool to get these elements to look the same in plan. So it's going to take, the more splits you have, you'll have to just join these up. But once that's done, your graphics should look pretty clean everywhere. And I guess another thing that I should mention is if I've got a whole bunch of these, then when I use my join tool, I should use multiple join, select the common element, and then come to the ones that I need to bring together. So now they all look the way that I would want them presented in plan, except for that little spot right there. All right. So how we control these? They go with the wall, right? So you have some stretch options as far as the length, but when it comes to the visibility, you don't really have any choices to controlling them. They're embedded with the walls. But there is another type of sweep that is independent of the wall. So if we flip this back over to 3D, you can see I've got, let's get that cleaned up here. So here's another wall, and if we went to this type of sweep, which is kind of a secondary tool, then you can see I've got some already set up in here. One of them is this wainscoting. So if I click on the wainscoting and I come over to this one, and I'll just place that in there, and I can actually drop that down to the bottom. using the align tool. And then I could add this to that wall, or we could just say modify the return, because in this situation, I don't really want it to go the full way. I just want to stretch that back to this face. Even that went a little bit too far. So that's what I want. I want to see that crease. Okay, so once the countertop is in there, I'll cover that nicely. But you can see I've got these sweeps that's independent of the walls. So if I actually want to be able to hide and show this in plan, then I need to give this another subcategory. Okay, because right now that's fine. I can see it, but it's not a big deal. But maybe it's obscuring or it's getting a little muddy with the line work. So in this situation, if you create another subcategory of walls, then you can hide this. Let's take a look at that. Under Manage tab, if I go to Object Styles, hit W for walls. You can see I've got one in here for cabinets. I can create a new one that's called wainscoting. Oh, keyboard's giving me some grief. Okay, maybe I'll change that cut thickness to a 2. But now when we come to this independent sweep type, we can go to its type properties and change a subcategory here to be wainscoting. Now when we come back and we take a look at our view templates or our visibility graphics, we can ensure that that doesn't show up just by simply shutting that off. Maybe it's a little too much. However, because this is actually part of this wall, there is no way for me to actually hide this. Okay. All right, so we'll take another look at this millwork here, maybe get some panels on this, but we're going to explore the profile things a little bit further and how we can use these in an in-place component as well.